Hello, welcome in everybody. A couple minutes early here. Just thought I'd get ahead of it. Good to see you. We're doing keyboards today. Look at that, keyboards. So this will be fun. I'm excited for today's project. Sweet. All right, so today I basically want to create a virtual keyboard. So we're gonna use some Astro components most likely, and I want to do some view transition stuff, which I think is going to be really fun. So we're just going to do some front end stuff. It'll be interesting. I'm hoping to possibly turn this into some video assets as well for my YouTube videos. So yeah, that's sort of the idea. How are you guys today? Say hi in chat. I'm curious who's here today. And I probably won't play the background music like last week. I think I'm just going to pick some music that sounds good to me today. So feel free to put on whatever music you want. Let's listen to Beyonce's new song. But feel free to put on whatever music you want on in the background. That's what I'm going to recommend today. And if anyone knows any good royalty-free music websites, I'm totally ears because I can't listen to the same song more than like 30 hours now. What's up, Aaron? Yeah, man, it's late your time. That's all good. These are recorded, so you're welcome to hang out with me in a delayed situation if you want. But thanks for coming in and saying hi. Let's see. So we want to go to the Mac Pro. I'm sure lots of people have done this before. This honestly won't be an overly complex thing. We're going to be creating something like this. Let's see. But I thought what would be fun is, let me show you guys. We'll see how far we get. We'll see how far we get today, but like Newfie board, it's got the cool like yellow space bar and the green escape key and stuff. And you know, I think it's a 75%. And then this is a Equinix board. I got some custom keycaps on here, excuse me, which I may not be able to recreate, but the sort of aesthetic or like layout is what I'm going to try to go for. And then a little bit of tailwind magic should let me transition between boards. So as like context, my uses page is super boring, like incredibly boring. So I think it'd be fun to sort of make this way more appealing by showing off keyboards a little bit differently. So we'll just play around with it. We'll see how far we get today. Hopefully we'll stream for a couple hours and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So my main question before I like write code is, do I want to use Astro components and like lean in on the view transition stuff, or do I want to focus more on basically I could use Remotion or something like it to create videos from React code. And so if I did all of this in React, then it's sort of transferable from here. There's a couple others that do something like this, but like generating MP4s to do cool keyboard animation stuff. Because as you guys know, you know, Vim guy, Tmux guy, all of those things. So the heavy focus on the YouTube channel is like productivity in regards to like Mac OS and things like that. And so maybe I will stick with React so that I can do stuff like this. But I have a suspicion that an Astro component will convert fairly easily to React later. So that's kind of my thought process for today. So we will go to pages, source, pages. Let's make a keyboards. Oh, that won't work. Let's move to keyboards. And then I don't know if I'm going to be able to create that. There we go. Astro. And then I guess we'll just do it. Keyboards. So that's step one. Step two is content. So for each of these, it makes the easiest sense to just create items here. So I have like newfie.md x, and then we'll got like the Moonlander glad to have you here. This should be a neat little project, huh? Yeah. People are coming and going today. I think it'll be a lighter stream. I don't think as many people are like, every time I do Golang and session stuff, everyone's like, yes, let's go. And they want to give me all the feedback and participate however best they can. But I guess for today, we're going to just keep things simple. So the name is a newfie. I guess, well, I have the old version. I have a V1. I don't know if they even sell the V1 through their website. That is the question. V1. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm not sure. We will. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so I believe these are reds. So that's sort of the fun part, is like showing off red switches, red 2.0s. Red 2.0. And I guess, how long have I had it? Sure. So this is, I haven't had this one for very long. And the crazy part is going to be, how do I convert this into some sort of matrix, probably, like an array matrix. And then we'll just render the array matrix, and we'll use probably the grid spec to line these suckers up. We've got a few sort of odd shaped keys. I think we're gonna have to go a little bit of math here. We're gonna have to, like, some of these are gonna have to be half portioned. And so I almost wonder if Apple Vision could, not Apple Vision, OpenAI's Vision API could help with some of this. Not entirely sure yet, but we'll experiment. Probably just shuffle. And so it'll be like keys. I guess. The only issue I have now is that I'm going to have to be able to measure every single item on here. So it's going to be one of those things like give me a full keyboard layout in JSON format. Each row in a nested JavaScript object. Array of objects. Each or the first array is each row in a keyboard. The next, each key, what are we going to say? Each key has a primary label, secondary, and a secondary label. This is like the bang for one, and the size. I have no idea if this is going to be smart enough to know. Sweet. Backspace, tab, QWERTY. This is all QWERTY, by the way. Okay, so I guess we'll just let this run. Good old GPT-4 is fairly successful. The pipe is double. Backspace is going to be, technically it'll be like 2.5. 2.5? Yes, no. That'll be the fun part. It's playing around with that. And what's great about this is once it's here, you can just sort of tweak it. We got arrow keys to deal with. This is a typical QWERTY keyboard, yes. Right, so each item is a row. This guy wants to break formatting. We'll figure that out. All right, and then the rest looks good. Yeah, so I need to include the first, what is the first row? Yeah, no, you're right. I could definitely do the JSON, ANSI escape, or ASCII code. Yeah, ASCII code might be fine. We'll figure it out. All right, so what is the first row for Mac OS with function keys? Let's see if it knows escape, F1, F2, all the way there. Yeah. The fun part about this is there's going to be some potentially custom icons, which I don't know yet if I'm going to want to mess with this. But for the sake of accuracy, we will start here. This is all Astro specific stuff, so it may just be Astro's sort of like, hey, what are you doing? Although I don't know why I can't just put that there. That should be fine, right? Project Grow It? What do you mean? Oh, it's gonna be growable? We'll see, we'll see. Alright, so my escape key is 1. This goes to F12, and then this is cut. I don't even know what this key does. Do I turn it on and blow up my computer? Oh, is it delete? Insert? Anyone know? Nope, you're not even gonna see that. That is not gonna work. Do I have it downloaded? I don't. Okay. That guy up there is a weird one. So we will just call him weird one. Insert, delete. And this guy actually has a page up. This guy has a page down. I don't think, yeah, Roman is asking if I have an SPA or something. The plan is right now, let's just use Astro components. I think the moment I start rendering this will be much more interesting to all of you. So I might skip some of these little details here, perhaps. So we're going to call this home. Don't really need secondary to be there if it's not defined. Up arrow. Set it, and then end. All right, almost there. This is control option. It's actually just control. I might just label these the way they are seen on the board. Command space command function control left arrow, and these are like, I guess they're one on this side perhaps. This will be the math part that'll be interesting to play with. So we got left, down, and right. So that's the board. Now if we go to the slug keyboards, we'll basically just grab the board from the content. So we probably need to config it. This is what I love about Astros. It's just so quick to do stuff. So we will keyboards collection, its content, and we will take, we don't need that. We will string, I guess this is date. And then keys is where it gets really interesting. We'll want to, I guess we'll just want to say define structure using Zod. I think this is going to handle it. It's an object and it holds an array of things. Yes. Don't need it to be separated, although it might help. Yes, it probably will help. So that is this. C, Z, key schema. Right. All looks good to me. And comma. Oh, here we go. Sweet. And then we will just say keyboards is the keyboards collection. And we should probably sort that. We'll do that later. How do I feel about Lua, Rust, Astro, or Zig? That is a good question. So I love Lua. It's great for NeoVim configurations, and my terminal emulator is WesTerm, so that uses Lua as well. Rust is enticing. I think it is a really powerful language. I know that developers that use it enjoy it. However, the hello world for me was sort of nonsensical. I was like, what is this? I can't even tell how this thing works at first glance. So it was a bit overwhelming to think about, I guess, adapting it, taking it on. And I've heard there is a learning curve with Rust. There's a lot of hands-on stuff. But of course, that's performance focused. I personally recently picked Golang for my CLI that I wrote. And Golang has been really refreshing. I really enjoy it. And it seems simple enough, but still powerful enough to get all the work done that I need to do for my open source stuff. So that's been fun and interesting. And again, very intuitive. Unlike Rust, Golang was very, very intuitive. And then, I mean, Astro is a framework. They have components which are like JavaScript components and things like that, but I don't consider it a language really. Or if it is a language, it's just a very simple thing that's good for building websites. Really, that's what it's for. So I don't think it plays well with this conversation. I think it sort of lives on its own. And then Zig is very cool. I just showed off, I made a video about fuzzy CLIs, and there was one that was written in Zig. It's always fun to see when people do stuff with it. I see that it's a powerful language. I've never tried to write any myself, so I don't actually know what the developer experience is like or how the language feels from just a day-to-day perspective. But it's always fun to see Zig pop up, and I think it's cool that it's competing in this space of high-performance languages, right? I guess that's one of the things that Zig seems to stand out in. So yeah, interesting question. Those are good thoughts. Feel free to disagree or share any other thoughts you have against that. But yeah. So you're asking about like enterprise web performance. Astro is going to give you TypeScript basically. So it's not going to be the most performant, although depending on where you deploy it to, like Cloudflares, you can get like global CDNs, right? That can do runtimes. And then Netlify is another good host. That's where I host my Astro site. You can do static rendering, which is what I do, which is immediate and instant, and it just goes to the cloud and it's static. So just pull it in and you view it. You can also do server-side rendering with Astro, which is pretty cool. I don't know a lot of people that build like web applications with Lua. I think they do have like a web framework, but if you were to look at the options right now, Astro, any React-based framework like Next.js or Remix, I love Remix personally, are really good React frameworks. Next.js is, of course, the most popular one right now. And then Go has a really interesting stack right now where people reach for HTMX and use that alongside Go. And so it's a very simple and very performant combination apparently. So that could be something fun to go explore. It might even be fun to do Go HTMX here on stream. But I like Astro. Astro's fun. It's different. The whole island architecture lets you pull in Svelte or React, or I use Preact. And in this case, we're going to just do stuff just straight up statically, the way that I'm going to build the site today. So yeah, we have our collection. I don't know if I need to restart it once a collection's been made. Yeah, you're welcome. Feel free to ask other questions. I do a lot of web development in the day job, TypeScript shop mostly. But yeah, of course, you're looking at NeoVim, so lots of NeoVim work as well. And then I write Tmux plugins. So this one's called Sesh, and it uses a smart directory jumping tool called Zoxite under the hood, and it lets you jump to projects instantly. So I want to go to my dot files, I can go to dot files. If I want to go to, let's see, Raycast, I can switch to that. So that's a really fun project that I've enjoyed and a lot of people get a lot of benefit out of. So check that out if you haven't seen it. All right, now I just want to fetch the slug data from the content. So I think the easiest way to do that is just the collections, static paths, props, and then you take the props. So I'm thinking of turning this into like blog post review kind of things, possibly. Bryce knows what's up. Yeah, check out my dot files if you want to see what all of this that you're looking at, how this works. Bryce, is there something missing from my dot files that you'd love to see? Let me try, before I get on totally derailed from what I'm working on, let me try to get this to pull in. Keyboards, we're gonna map, keyboard, keyboards, keyboard slug. Oh, I need a slug, don't I? Slug. Goofy. Air 75 V1. Nice. All right, so we're going to render that, and then what do we want to do? Sweet. I love it, Bryce. Yeah, man, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm making content. I think I'll do a bit more like web developer and just developer education, but I do a lot of the workflow stuff, so I appreciate the shout out. I've got a new Tmux plugin coming. I'm going to just tease it on my social platforms, and right now here on stream, I have something coming that'll help you basically, let's see, pm run, do something like this, where you get a pop-up of all of the potential scripts for your project. And when you pick one, it will create a Tmux split or a new Tmux window on your behalf. So this should be something that will optimize your workflow even more when I get to the work and kind of get it all fleshed out. So that's kind of fun, something to look forward to. Let's see. All right, so we've got keyboards, keyboard. I just need, I might have, oh, Ian's here to say he likes that idea. What's up, Ian? I know it's a weird time. It's like Friday morning over where you're at, right? Yeah, so I want a macOS keyboard shortcut like Command D or something like that. Pop up. And then when you choose it, it will either split it if you want to split it, or it'll create a new window if you want to create a new window. So I do that with Command B. It automatically builds. So I just hit Command B and it just automatically builds the whole project. And when it's done, I can hit Q and it just closes that buffer. So I want to take that idea and make it into like a streamlined Tmux workflow so that people can adapt it to their own needs. Hey, you're all good, Ian. You were working, so you don't have to apologize. All right, so if this is my keyboard, then I want to take this, and I guess we'll just do like a, do I have an H1? Name. Let's see if that worked. I don't know if that'll work. So we got keyboards, and then we got Newfie, drum roll, Newfie Air 75 V1. Oh. Okay. I feel like the LSP is not on. LSP restart. You can do it. Do I not have it installed? Okay, well that might help. They've gotten better. So I wiped my computer recently, and why does this always happen to me? I always get this like Mason install force. Copy to clipboard. This guy, please. Copy to clipboard, and then we will what? We got to manually in Vim force install this. Do it. I force you to do it. Sudo make me a sandwich, right? Okay. I do need to figure out what's going on with. Well, now it's going to work. Of course it's going to work. All right, so let's quit out of that and let's open that back up. There we go. Nice. Nice. So now we don't want that. We want keyboard. And now we should be able to import things. And we want to render. What is happening? Oh. It's fixing itself. Keyboard, 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 keyboard. Why is that happening? Okay. This is not good. I am running the dev server. Do I have an error? Is that what's going on? It's like, hey, you can't do this. All right, so then Moonlander needs to go away because it's invalid. And it received string. So how to, I might have to go to Astro for this. Usually it's like date formatting. I think it just wants, oh yeah, let's put content in. I think it just wants Property name. Right. So we'll fix this. Oh, there is. Store. Astro. I haven't used this yet. Let's do it. Nice. Good shout out. All right. So why does it... This must have not rendered out very nicely. Keyboards. Did I probably didn't do it right. Yeah, I watched that video too. I know which one you're talking about. All right, so I guess I need a certain format. I think it's like this. So 718, sure. Bot name slug URL, bot name slug URL. All right, let's make sure we get this right. Content config name. The slug should be part of it. Name is here. URL, switches, bot, keys. That is all accurate. We're getting a 200. Sweet. Double sweet. But post layout. Is it going to be one of those things that post needs to be wrapped? Yes. I guess we'll do that. We will add layout. Can you guys still see this? Yeah. All right. Layout. And then what? We'll close that guy. Let's close that guy. Sweet. We'll close that. Just jumping around here a little. We'll close that. Now, I don't get why it doesn't think name doesn't exist, because it definitely does. We want to go up 2 directories. I should probably make like a keyboard layouts file. We'll get there. All right, so post isn't defined. Yes, I know. Keyboard, oh, it's keyboard.data, that's why. Keyboard.data. Sweet. Hey, that totally will work. Let's see if, can you, hey, we did it. We did it. So that's good. I'm glad we got that figured out. I mean, that's step 1. That's how this works, right? Development is just get the thing on the screen, rinse and repeat till we're happy. So let's skip the boring stuff. Let's just dive right into the good stuff. So we know that we're going to end up with an array of arrays of objects with certain structure. And we can use the grid API, I think, to just handle all of this for us. So I guess we'll just render them. Section. Oh. So, oh, nope, I don't want lorem ipsum. We will do some sort of for loop, and the for loop will be keyboard.data.keys.map, and this will be a row. So it'll be like this is a row. This is where it gets really interesting and spicy really fast. All right, so we got our row, and then we've got our row.keys, and we're gonna map the row. And we don't have name, we have primary. Okay. Do I have all my symbols? Yes. Keyboard, map, row, key. Yeah, we could do tables. We could do tables. I don't think I want to do tables. I think the grid API is going to be just fine. The grid spec in CSS. But I like where your mind's at. That is definitely a practical way to do this. This LSP kind of sucks. I find that I have to restart stuff a lot. So it's going to be what? It's going to be name. Keyboard. And there won't be an image. What is happening? Why? I do not know why this is happening. I feel like Astro Vim is just sort of not quite there yet, and it hasn't been for quite a while now. Look at this. I hit save, and the tooling reverts the file, whatever that's about. I mean, I have some sort of auto formatting going on. So there's something to that, maybe. There we go. So there's our keyboard. It's looking super good. All right, so let's class name it up. Nope, I am not in React. All right, so we will mx auto max width of like 5. No, we'll probably do 800 or something. And then for each one, we'll do class grid calls, and then I guess right now we've got a 16 grid column. Is it going to play nice with 16 though? I feel like I have to set it up custom on the Tailwind file. I could call these keyboard things, although I think I'm still stuck in colors here. Colors, keyframes, animation. Let's see. Right. Yes. Extend is grid template columns one that's going to be in here. If they say so. All right. Oh, that was it. Look at that, chat. How nice is that? So this is the project. Look, we're done. That's it. That's all we got to do. Okay, so we can clearly see not everything wants to play nice. The backspace key needs to be double in size. So do you not know grid? Dude, this is a grid spec. We got people excited in chat. But yeah, this is just a fairly modern grid spec. Let's see, tailwind grid. I don't really need to look at this stuff right now. I know what it is and how it works. Okay, so we got to blow it up. We got to widen this sucker quite a lot. We have to start spacing these out using, so tab and caps lock kind of suck. This is my least favorite part of this project that we're working on. You see how these keys are all slightly bigger than each other? Okay, come on, put me out of focus. Look at that. Tab, caps lock, shift, and then the control and option key aren't aligned. They're not equal. So that's sort of the sucky part, is like I could break this down into probably, the question is how far do I break this down and how pixel perfect can we actually get? Because I think there are similar problems. If we look at this mathematically, we might be able to get away with like good enough, which is probably where we'll get in a stream that's a couple of hours and we're about 45 minutes in. So maybe we focus on, oh, as this is still on, maybe we'll focus on making it look nice rather than looking pixel perfect. I think all that matters to me is that it all ends up in a box. Whether I can't create, pixel perfect version of my real life keyboard, I think it's going to be fun if we're able to recreate all this on a 16 grid. All right, so if these are all 16 grids, so backspace should be as easy as when it has an extra column. Oh, I'm a little lost here. All right, here we go. The actual rendering of the primary key the row has that. I think we're just going to simplify this. So this becomes grid, I think it's just call span. And I don't know if this is going to be valid or not. I don't know if it's going to accept this. We'll find out. All right, I'm a little clunky right here. Let's change those. And let's put in call span key dot. What was this? New fee, please. Size, all right. Size. Which I'll probably just destructure these. Primary, secondary, size. Cool. All right. So is this going to play nice? Call span 2. Can I do that? Render call span sizes. Oh, I guess I don't need the dashes, do I? I do though. I never know with these things. So Tailwind is supposed to read your code and tell you, okay, this is the valid size or not. So I can't imagine why this would play out so easily. I guess it does. Okay. And for now, we're going to, oh, Tailwind CSS. Oh, check this out. I can do Tailwind CSS. If I hit Shift Enter, Arc will go find what I'm looking for and return it to me. So check this out. Searching the web for you. And then it should, I'm expecting this one to work pretty easily. It should just bring up Tailwind. Boom. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we want to position the items. Really what I'm going to end up doing is I want to expand the item out, yes, to fill the container's cross-axes. I want to stretch the items, and then I want to justify item stretch, and then I'm going to center the items that are inside it. That's sort of the idea here. So we'll do that. This seems to be way more than this. This needs to be like 1,000. And then we will take the item inside it. I wonder if these are giving me a sample. Flex item center, justify center. Sure. Sure, why not? Whatever you want. So we'll do something like this. This is gonna look weird. You ready? Boom. We have keys. And enter is like more than 2. This is where my brain starts to hurt. Did we get enter working? Enter is on row 4. 2.25, not a thing. Not a thing. All right. Yep, that works. And then, so here's the power. Let me jump back to chat. So here's the power of this. The moment that I want to start styling this out. So if I want to go, how many columns? If we had 16, like 7 on the space bar. So let's put that one in now. Space bar should be 7. Again, we're not going for perfect here. We're just going for functional. And I guess, do I have to manually add it? I don't have call span 7 rendering dynamically. How do I force the class? Yeah, no, I know. That's exactly it. So can I just say, put it in the thing? Yeah, all right. Safe list. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've used this before. So we got our tailwind. Oh, tailwind, and we got to extend it. We want 7 to span 7. And then we want safeless on purge options. That is super cool. So this lives on the export. Sweet. Very cool. That is so cool. I did not know I could do that. I guess we could make tab and caps all 2 because let's see, tab 2. Where are you, caps? Escape, tilde, tab is 2, caps is 2. And then this guy, yeah. And then what? We want the other shift to be 2? Yeah, let's do it. So the other shift is this guy down here. Nice. So we'll make this cleaner. I kind of just want to start grabbing stuff and making it happen. So from what I can tell, I should be able to do some inline stuff. I was curious, very curious, if we want to color code these. Oh boy, I'm getting text. Focus. Colors. Let's do colors. So I'll start simple, I guess. Blue is weird and not the right choice here. The thing I was talking about, like theming, is I want to be able to swap this out for a different keyboard, and I want the colors to change. So the question is, how would I do that, right? So Tailwind offers theming. That's one way of doing it. The other way would be inline hex codes. This one in particular doesn't have a perfect layout in its color choices. Some are gray, some are light gray, some are dark gray, some are a totally different color. So there's something to that where I may say, like, I just want to put a color in. So this is like bright up. These are fun. I'll do that later as well. But these aren't technically empty. So the number rows, the items are aligned differently on the key, which from what I can tell, this one has consistent design. All the keys that have a secondary symbol, they're sort of lined to the side a little bit, and then all the other keys are just centered, basically. So let's just do something, instead of blue, do like slate 200. And then we'll do a little bit of a gap. I need the gap to be vertical too. I think it's just a simple, I could do space, like space X. Is it an overflow content issue? Maybe. And so we'll do, oh, because each one is each one is its own grid. So I'll do space Y2. And I'm getting overflow because of the text. All right. So let's make these better. So this is called page up. These are all technically just uppercase, so I might as well show them that way. and this is page down, and this is enter, home, shift, another shift, and then this is like up, arrow. Am I gonna find this Unicode? I don't know if Ian, if you're still here, but like, is there a Unicode store? Symbol search. Yes, please. 5,000 people. Hey, look at you, man. Sweet. Unicode. Up. Arrow. I want the one, I thought there was one that matched this keyboard. I don't want to do like nerd font or something like that. Right? Unicode symbol search. There you go. Go download that one. I guess I can just start simple. Right, no, left. Down. Right. All right. So that will be better. Hey, that's not bad at all. Now we are running into a spacing issue here. What is this about? Why does it care? Maybe insert? No, it shouldn't be. Let's see. Cut. There are scissors, aren't there? White scissors. Ooh, those look weird. What are you talking about? We got camera views, baby. We got camera views. I don't use them much. What is this, though? This is weird, and I don't think it needs to be happening. So let's find out why it's happening. Where's my space? That's why. I'm dumb. All right, so this doesn't need to go there. It needs to go here. It needs to be on the container. Sweet. Okay, and then basically we just start playing this out. So do I really want to style it? We want like rounded corners potentially. I think it'd be fun to make the shape of a keycap, and we could immediately start thinking about like adding multiple borders possibly. I guess the main thing I need to do is add the secondary item if it exists. So let's just go ahead and start with font bold and line height none. Is it line height? It's not line height. I forget what we call it. Leading, that's right. So leading 0, none. So if we say leading none, it should kind of mess with the height will not be quite as much of a problem. Sweet, man. Yeah, thanks for coming by and saying hi. So my question now, with just basic math, is ruler. Let's measure this guy. 377, and this is 377 and 1,000. So what is the aspect ratio of 377 by 1,000? Should be like 1 to 2.65. Okay. 1 by 265. All right. So I'm guessing we just add an aspect ratio item. Is that going to be enough? Yes. All right, let's do it. What's up, Andres? We are doing Astro work today. You guys don't see what I'm seeing, do you? Hey, would you like to see my code again? We're doing some Tailwind work today. It's been fun so far. We're doing some custom aspect ratios right now. I think I just add this guy. All right, so that's aspect ratio, and then we can use this guy. I think aspect ratios aren't. I think they are. Pretty sure that's not needed anymore. Yes, they're included. Yes, cool. All right. We're making a keyboard. Check this out. Check out my little keyboard. All right, so what do I want to do next? I want aspect ratio, character size, and spacing. That'll be interesting to play around with. So this thing needs to be put inside another container. We're sort of overloading that guy more than we need to. Class is aspect rate 25065. I don't know if that's enough. So it becomes one of those things that, like, when we get small, the aspect ratio should stay the same. No, it does not want to play nice with that. So aspect. Do you guys know this song? We got Tenacious D. It's funny. So if I start headbanging, that's why. uh, I guess if I were to make this real small, is it a height issue? Do I need to play around with not setting a fixed height on these? I think I need to make this parent a grid. Hey, that is a keyboard. That's cool. So aspect ratio is doing what it's supposed to do. So the reason that the parent needs to be the grid chat is because we needed this to act as a grid. So this is a grid. Oh, if I can't move my cursor, but you can see it's a grid, and each row is a column, and then we go by row. So we're doing a grid for the rows, and then we're doing a grid for the columns. But because we've nested arrays, we have to nest the items, basically. Well, we have a grid inside a grid. So, I mean, that's common. Even we were joking about tables earlier, and that's the same idea, isn't it? So, the more that I'm seeing this in front of me, the more that I'm thinking we may not try to recreate this. I think I may actually move away from that and just start making this more interactive. I'll show you what I have as an idea. My thought is that you can be like, hey, I want to know more about Command E. And if you type Command E, I'll take you to the Command E page. And you'll see that this is what Command E is best used for. So this sort of like interactive documentation on the keyboard is my idea. That's the long-term goal here. I'm sure we're not going to be able to do much of that all in one stream. But this is cool. I mean, look at this. This is here. We'll add some hover effects. We'll add some buttons so that when you click on this, we can go somewhere. I'll probably pivot away from showing off my keyboards. I think the amount of time it's going to take to get this to be pixel perfect and look like this keyboard is not worth the effort in making it more interactive, which I think the interactive part's really fun and exciting. We can do dark mode. We probably need to add a frame. Let's just add a frame. So this guy has a padding top. Maybe we'll do a little bit more on the top, like 4, and padding 2, something like that. BG slate 800, right, and then rounded small. Nice. I don't know if I like slate. We might want to pick. We might just do straight gray, maybe zinc. I'll play around with it. Ooh, stone might be nice. So let's just do stone. Stone. Nice. This is kind of the part where you could let people pick, hey, I want to use this one or that one. So the positioning is going to change based off of what it is. So if, I don't know if I can do conditionals. Can I do conditionals directly in here? Let's see, conditional. Is it just the same? Oh yeah. So primaries required, and then secondary is optional. And size is optional. No? Well, we'll make it required for now. So if it's optional, let me know if you guys have questions. I'm always open to talk about more than just this. I can multitask. So the thought next, let's see if someone else has done this. Keyboard, let's go to like, what is that site that does all the cool code pen? Let's go to code pen. Keyboard. Keyboard? Oh, look at that. That's fun. Yes, let's log in. Keyboard layout. Other people have definitely messed with this. Yeah, look at that one. Oh, that one's pretty. More like a chiclet kind of thing. So that's just border. That's a heavier on the bottom. See the symbols? We're going to do that next. All these symbols, that's cool. I'll probably import like SVGs or something, which I already have SVGs on the project. Ooh, that one's cool. I like it. So it's going to be some gradient stuff. Let's see how he did this. So it is got some sort of border. So the key is a fixed size with a background and a border. And then the border colors alternate. And then, is that it? Is he just able to say the border colors are different? Cool. That should totally work. All right, so cool. We create border widths with those sizes, and then we can create border colors. So then it just becomes a matter of picking the right colors. So he did the top, the left and right, and the bottom are slightly different. So that's so simple. It looks great, right? Yeah, no, this is super cool. So we don't have to copy the values he used. We just want to take the spirit of what that was and kind of reuse it. So easy enough. Let's go here. Um, this is starting to get out of hand, isn't it? This is why some people say they don't really like Tailwind, because it gets really out of hand here really fast, which I agree. It does get kind of out of hand, but there are lots of ways to improve the legibility of this once you have what you want. So we can say border solid, border top. We want it to be what? 2. Border top stone 300. Border left and right are separate. I guess so. border bottom 6. This is where it gets a little crazy. Is this even working yet? Okay, so border, oh, left. And then border bottom. Something like that. Sweet. And then I need each border color side to be different. So is that going to work? Border top stone? Maybe I have to pick colors that are stronger. Border top stone 300. Could be 500. Border left stone 400. Border right stone 400, and then I don't know, we go something darker. Border bottom stone 600. Oh yeah, wonky. So this is where like styling is going to come into play. Like how do I want this to look, right? So we'll be playing around with this. I like more on top. I think the border top needs to be at least 3. Although it's kind of interesting when it's not anything. Border top should be like 300. It's cool. So now, instead of setting a max width, we're just going to let aspect ratio do its job. And we'll add margin X. No, we'll do margin Y. Yeah, so that's going to get kind of crazy. But we want the wrapper component here. So I should have a wrapper component, which I could have added way earlier, but that's okay. So that's wrapper, and we need to import that. Sweet. So at this point, I may abandon the whole idea of styling based off of it trying to be a keyboard I've seen before. It might be fun though to style it, maybe some different fonts or something. I'm a fast typer, what can I say? What do you mean opacity picture background? What does that mean? This is dope. All right, so I want to do some animations. So let's see, I want to how to stagger animation on and I'm wondering if Astro's even gonna play nice here. I feel like I'm gonna have to reach for I could do a delay, couldn't I? Ooh, this is gonna look nice. All right, do this with Tailwind CSS. So we can add an animate in. No, I don't need to do Alpine. But we were talking about making this at the beginning, I was talking about making this into a React video. So if I made this a React component, I could definitely play around with binding to it. So if you type something on the keyboard, it will literally do the same on the screen, which is sort of the idea. Um, all right, so step one is just making this tailwind. I do have fade in, but fade in is slightly different than slide in. I don't know about this. I could just add fade in, I guess. So there's somewhere here, fade in. I'm already using. Give me my keyboard. All right, here we go. So this will be like fade in. This will just literally fade it in. So if I want to animate on delay, I think this idea up here was interesting, where you can just say, do a delay, but change the delay to something else. So the variable is fade in on delay. So this becomes, come on. Right. So then I should be able to just delay. I think this is valid. And then I think this, I'm going to get away with this. So we'll do a little math here. We're going to see how immediate this actually plays. Come on, why doesn't this copy? All right. Oof. Yes, I know index is not defined. Row index, size, index, key index. All right, so we're going to do row index times plus 16 times something like that. We're about to find out if my math is really crummy. Ha! Funny. So it needs to start out at opacity 0. How do I do that with my other item? Does the other thing fade out? I think it fades in, but its default position should be that you can't see it. Well, I bet the z-index is why the other thing worked, but I'm not changing the z-index here. Am I? So the z-index, fade in. Oh, that's not it. So we have one row of 16. It's going to be plus 1. So 1 times 16 is 16. And then we're going to take the key index and add that to that. Yes. Do I not even get a valid number? This is where I think a React animation library will probably be better. So what should happen is there should be no delay the first time. So 16 times 0 should be 0, should immediately start. But the animation itself should be way faster than this. So it's one of those things that like each row can be an array of arrays. How do I animate them using CSS? Let's see if it just gives me a better idea of what might happen here. Yep, the length times the length plus j. J is the subarray. So that's similar to what I did. Parent array times length times subarray index plus amount. Yeah, I mean, that could work. This is probably polish that I'm not going to worry about as much as I am right now. I may need to decide, nah, we'll do this differently some other time. Okay. Yeah, check that out. It still wants to animate. I think there's a multiplication that's wrong. I think this is a plus. This should be a fraction. So this is like, ooh, ah. So that is interesting. Do we have to wait 16 seconds? That's the problem. We don't want to wait 16 seconds. We want to wait like just a little longer. Yeah. Ooh, how nice is that? But I want to fill this in. I want like them to not be visible and then them to animate in. So that's the part that I'm not remembering the best practice. How about a little Disney? All right, cool. It's fun, right? That is cool. It's a little bit of math, but I want them to fade in once from, all right, so how do I, from 0 to 1, what am I doing with my animation? From 0 to 1. It's an ease in, it fades in, on an ease, on a delay. So my question is, for those that want to know what it looks like in the real world, when I click this, we're going to see it move. Let's do settings. Let's turn reduce motion back on, or off, I guess. Yeah. So when I click this, it animates and the video fades in. It's a very cool effect. It fades in. So it's not visible when the page loads. And then when the page loads, the video fades in. So I'm waiting for the iframe to finish loading, basically. I'm cheating. I'm letting the iframe initiate, render the UI, and while I'm doing that, I'm very slowly trying to gradually fade in that item so that to the user, they just see this really pretty little fade where they go, oh, great, now this is a video I can click. That's the same thing as what I'm doing here. But there's something missing. I still don't think it's a z-index problem. Is this one I fade out? Is showing the item on load, then fading in and out. I think it has to do with the initial state. To initial state, yes. Oh, I see. So they're saying this thing should have opacity 0. That's what I did earlier, but that caused a problem. I think it's still going to cause a problem. I think it's going to go away when it's done. Oh, do I need a forward animation? Is it like, see, this is why I turned reduce animation off. All these flying windows. So this is like forwards. Nice. That's pretty dope. I kind of want to make this a little bit more polished. I want the ones that are longer to take a little longer. Unless, I mean, it does work the way it works. All right, so then if we do that, that means the math needs to change just slightly on the keyboard. So we do this row index times 0.1, and then we do size times 0.1. Oh, is that gonna crap out on me? Oh, we need a signifier here, don't we? That's cool. I think I lost chat. We got some mathematics we could do. Yeah, we could do mathematics here. My double slash is off. I don't have my special characters yet. What's up? Check it out. It animates. It's so pretty. Come on, reload. Ooh. So I don't know. This is fun. This is what I've been wanting to do. So I could move the items to create more of a wave rather than just a fade wave, but like an actual physical wave. The real question is, do I need to translate this to React? I feel like I might, because I want to like type a letter and interact with the board. Randomize the step color. Oh my gosh, that would be wild. It's like rainbow effect. Pick a random. Maybe you meant counter. The step counter, so that it's like, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that could be interesting. I think that would be kind of disorienting. I don't want to disorient my users. I don't want them to be like, "Oh my gosh, what just happened?" Like I'm like overwhelmed and confused. This is at least a predictable kind of thing. So as I stream or make videos, I think what I'm going to start doing is educating people by visualizing things on the keyboard. So that's sort of where my brain is going next of like how would I want to present this? So I think there's a very high chance that I'm going to pull React in and React key listen to keystrokes. I think that there's going to be some projects and I'll be like, hey, if you map to this key, then do this React in this way. That's sort of the idea. Right, use key press. Yeah, the use hooks guys have a good one that's already pretty decent. Yeah, so see if you do arrow keys. We're gonna recreate this. This is the idea. And so now the use key press will just be mapped to a loop. And on them, they do a timeout and they throw a class name on it. Simple enough. Why do they want me to import? Oh, I see, experimental. This isn't experimental. How old is this page we're looking at? This is crazy. I should have already started this. I'm surprised I haven't. Use. I'm pretty sure this isn't a lot of code though. Experimental. So it is experimental. Weird. Hip. Excuse me. The refactor shouldn't take long. I'm wondering if I can just do this with Plain JavaScript. In plain JavaScript, how do I? What do I want to do? I want to listen for a keyboard event and do something when A is pressed. I think this is going to be so simple. Sometimes plain JavaScript is the easiest approach to get started. So that just becomes this. Keyboard control. Yeah, you're right. There probably is some sort of project that does this. The React one? Oh, there's a Astro one. Five people like that one? I don't know. No one likes this one? You can post a link. I don't know if it's going to go through my chat system. Can I do that? Can I sort by popularity? Yes. Displays visual. Interesting. Oh, Ionic. Oh, yeah, Ionic, I see you. That's good to know. I think it's like stupid simple. So I don't think I need to take a long time looking at these. This one's interesting. Why don't we just read his source code? It's just an index file. And he has an event key down. That's all it is. I told you guys. The idea, like, okay, he has 5 stars. I appreciate the effort here, but like, that's all this is. And what? He's doing a focus? Yeah. So that's, we don't necessarily need to do a focus, but I do think we need to do an is line is in line, our key down event. We're going to console log. That's all this is, man. It's just JavaScript. Yeah, this has been in the browser for quite some time now. So now we should be able to see that if I hit A, we see A has been pressed. So now all we really need to do is decide how to update a class on an element with an ID on the event. It's probably going to just be like a document get element by ID, class list, add. So I want to remove it on key press up. Interesting. That's the idea. That's what all this is. So we have 2 events, one to add and one to remove. I don't know how performant this is going to feel. gonna feel a little bit funny, but the ID is just going to be the name of the primary. Probably not. I may have to end up specifically setting this in different people's keyboards. So let's do like key pressed. Oh, what happened to my, here we go. So get element by A, key pressed. Let's do key pressed. It's one of those things that if it's an animation, I'm going to want the animation to go away. But this is pretty cool. Super simple. Key pressed. Yeah, no, I won't. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to, I don't like complex selectors. We're just going to grab an element by ID. I know that every key on the keyboard's unique, so we're not going to run into conflicts here. Let's do that. And then key pressed will be just some thing that we create. Let's see, key pressed. Do I have a CSS file? Yes, I do. Key pressed. For now, we just want to, interesting. Let's just watch this little guy. Let's watch him squirm. All right, so we need to bring this guy over. ID capital A, okay. I'm not seeing anything happen. So that means it hasn't been read yet. Key down, select element. I guess we'll pressed, and this becomes released. Okay, Copilot, thank you for nothing. There we go. Oh, that's fun. If you hold it down, it stays. That's super fun. All right, so now the question is, can I repeat this for every element? Event key, if no element return. If no element return. All right, let's see if we blow stuff up. I guess I'm going to run into this issue where I'm going to have to like capitalize. There we go. That's fun. Look at that. Look at that chat. That's pretty cool. That is pretty fun. Come on, you know you want to do it, Apple. There we go. So that's the idea. We'll play around with it. Um, yeah, I bet there's a lot more to this, but that's the idea. And I've been logging everything every time I press. Oh, hold on. I need to console log event key. Meta alt control. Interesting. So if I really wanted to mess with all of these, dude, I'm glad you like it. This is fun, huh? So yeah, this is cool. We're hitting the 2 hour mark here. So this is sort of like the thing that now exists. Um, I think I'm going to pivot away from styling it for the sake of looking like my real life boards. And I think I'm going to lean on the next section of this, which will be maybe I'll do this in a future stream. Is it this one? No, this one's driving me crazy. I think I can do a single. Yeah. Um, some upcoming YouTube video, you might see this in action, being useful in some way. Thanks for those that stuck around and were hanging out today. It was really fun. It looks like about half a dozen of us or so were just chilling. I know that some of you are on the other side of the world, so it's your Friday morning, so thanks for being here. And it is Thursday night here. I'm getting tired. I had a good time. This was fun. As always, I like to tell people that there's a YouTube channel, so if you want more tips on productivity and things like that, go there. I have a Discord server where we talk about all sorts of things, Vim, Tmux, programming, keyboards, like you name it, all the nerdy developer related stuff. We have lots of fun conversations throughout the day there. So join us. And what else can I say? Tmux plugin is coming. I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.